Hi, my name's Ian, I'm 26, and since about 2006 onwards, I used to suffer from mild depression. What brought this on at the beginning was that I felt quite excluded from the people around me, and that I felt like my social skills weren't quite up to par with that of other people. I was also trying to conform too much to what society deemed appropriate of me, in that I'm personally not that into football, but I would sort of force myself to like football anyway, just to try and get along with other people. But in doing so, I found that I wasn't being really particularly happy in what I was doing, and that sort of started the whole depression thing. In about 2007, which was a particularly tough year for me, I lost three close family relatives and a work colleague in the space of 12 months. Whilst the depression had already existed before those events, I think what happened there sort of ignited the flame even more. It just sort of kept with me for the longest period of time, and it was a very, very difficult thing to sort of overcome. But after the longest time, and after doing certain things, I was able to not so much switch it off like you would a light switch, but just gradually reduce it over time. And over the last couple of years or so, I've been completely free of depression, I'm pleased to say. What I'm really here to do is give you guys some advice as to how you could possibly combat depression or any other sort of mental health problem you're experiencing if you are going through it. And the first of which is never ever compare yourself to others. If you're doing that, you're just digging yourself into an even deeper hole. I would compare myself to other people, like I mentioned before about my social skills, and that just got me down straight away. So I would advise you to not do that, and just really be true to yourself. And I'd also say talk to someone about what you're going through, regardless of how silly it might appear. Because if it's causing that sort of problem for you, then it's not silly at all. It's something that's very personal to you. And although it might seem difficult to actually gather up the courage to talk about it, if you can talk to, say, a family member or a friend or whoever you feel comfortable talking to, it really does make the biggest difference in the world. And my final piece of advice is to move about more. I know the government is saying that we should do X number of hours of exercise and eat X number of portions of fruit and all that sort of stuff, but if you do incorporate more physical activity, it does really help. I actually am part of a master's swimming club, and I go 3 or 4 times a week, and it really does release the endorphins, which really does give you kind of a natural high. So if you can follow those steps, hopefully you can beat depression like I did. And to wrap things up, I would say, if you feel like you haven't got anybody to talk to, or if you feel sort of isolated from the people around you because of what you're experiencing internally, you're definitely not alone, because there are a lot more people out there just like me who are experiencing that sort of thing, and it can be overcome.
If this video raised any concerns in your life, there's help available. At the Students' Union, we have a student buddy scheme where trained volunteers would love to speak with you. Find out more on the SU website. The university has an excellent counselling service, so pop into the Student Services building beside the Shed Pub if you'd like to speak to someone there. This week, we want students and staff to sign the Time to Change pledge. We have a pledge station in the Students' Union Square all this week, from Wednesday to Friday. Come find us and commit to bringing an end to mental health discrimination. To find out more, log on to the Students' Union website.